internet is bugging, but here we are. We're back stitching out the South Carolina Gamecock logo here. And if you are from the Carolinas, you know we bleed burgundy and black. Okay, so here we are stitching this out, testing this design out, all of the things. This will go left chest. This will also go, not this particular size, but you'll have this in a left chest logo. You'll also be able to get this on a hat, and you'll also be able to get it on a jacket bag. But baby, get into it, okay? Get into that. It's nice. It's flat. Everything is flush like it should be. And overall, the tension is good. I did, Donzel. Hey, Donzel, how are you? So everything is nice. It's flush. It's giving, okay? It's giving. It's doing what it's supposed to do. And this is when you digitize, this is what you want your embroidery to look like. You want it to look like the embroidery and the garment is one, right? Nobody wants jumbled up embroidery. So this design actually took 99 minutes, but what I did was I started stitching it out beforehand so that when I hopped on live, you guys would just be able to see. I'm doing well, and I'm glad all is well with you. So I stitched it out a little bit because I wanted you guys to be able to see, the design stitch out. But yes, Donzel, y'all got snow up there right now, or is it all cleared up? But yes, honey, yes, this digitizing it's the thing, and it's just like embroidery and it's just like bling and STL files and things like that. If you know how to make these files, or if you learn how to digitize, this is where you make passive income in your sleep, right? You can have it on your website, you can have it on Etsy, you can have it on wherever it is that you sell your items at. And yeah, okay, make that passive income. So these files will be available on my website just as soon as um I upload them to my website. And I'm still trying to think of the pricing and all of that good stuff, because I don't know if I want to sell them as a bundle or if I want to sell them individually. Hey, Natalia. Welcome in. Welcome in. But yeah, so I'm not sure what you're asking, Natalia, but yeah. So you want to be able to make passive income in your sleep. I'm good. And yourself? All right. So if y'all could do me a favor, if y'all could hit that like button for me, I would appreciate it. If you're new here, I'm T, your host, Tee from Tee So Crafty. Please consider liking the video, sharing out the video, leaving me a comment, and subscribing to the channel, hyping the video, all of those things. For the returning members and subscribers, welcome back, family. Welcome back, y'all. So that's good, Natalia. I'm glad all is well. So we are stitching out a file. This is going to be the South Carolina Gamecock Gamecock logo, and you will be able to purchase this file in different in different sizes, right? So it is a 99-minute stitch out, and it probably would go faster, but I don't run my machine very high at all. In fact, I run it on the lowest speed possible. So here you are seeing the outline of the gamecock stitch out. Okay, so the South Carolina Gamecock colors are burgundy, black, and white. And I happen to be a good old South Carolina girl, born and raised. Okay, but yeah. So we're just testing out files, and just talking about different ways to make income in your sleep, right? Are you guys working on anything? Do y'all embroider? Do you digitize? Let me know all of the things. And the tension is looking really, really good. That is very important in embroidery. Very, very important in embroidery. Very important to make sure that you test all your files out before you put them up for sale. That is very important. So I do have this on a white piece of felt that I'm testing this out on. I really could have changed the color just so we could have seen it a little bit better, but I think it'll be fine for what we're doing with it now. And I zoomed in a little closer so you guys can see just a little bit better. If y'all will do me a favor and hit that like button on your way in or on your way out, that would be great. But yeah. And also having the right needle in your machine, working with the type of based on the material that you're using, also helps you get a good stitch out as well. You want your hooping to make the sound of a drum, and that way you'll know that you have it like it should be. But happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. And it is good to group your files by color so that all of one color stitches out together. However, sometimes depending on the complexity of the design, you may not be able to sequence it so that all the colors stitch out at one time, because sometimes when things have to go behind another one, it doesn't really allow, so to speak. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more, y'all, because I want y'all to see. Do y'all see that? Baby, that's looking real good. Okay, that's looking really, 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 really good. And I love that for us. I do. I love that for us. And I don't know if y'all can hear it making that drum sound when it hits certain parts of it. But that means we have it hooped as we should. Now, what I would have liked to see done in this particular file is where you have right here, where you have like the white going over the burgundy. There is something called a partial a partial like applique that you can click on in Hatch and other programs and remove the overlapping stitches behind it, right? So that, but in hopes, now I'm not gonna put my finger too, but it's still real flush. So I think we'll be okay there. But that is something to keep in mind. You want to remove those overlapping stitches if you can help it, okay? And I think the total amount of stitches in this particular design was like 25,000 stitches, and we're a little over, we're almost at 16,000 stitches. So we're doing very, very good on this stitch out. So if you guys want to see what the stitch out will look like, hang in there with me. And so like I said, this is just a stitch out, and we're talking about different ways to get your embroidery you know, like it should be, right? So that's what we're doing over here. I have a variety of content on my channel. So if you are new here, please make sure that you check out the content on the channel to find something that you'll like. Okay? But this is looking really good, y'all. This is looking really good. And this is what you want embroidery to look like. You don't want it all jumbled up and jacked up and, you know, all of those things. You want to make sure that it's flush, that it's coming out like it should, right? So this is the key. Your digitizing is the key. How you digitize is the key to how your embroidery file will turn out. You always, 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 always want to test out your files, whether you digitize them or whether somebody digitizes them for you. Always check the file, so that way you don't immediately assume that the file is good because you watched it on a person's video or you watched it on your computer screen. Because what you see on the computer screen versus what actually happens when you stitch it out can determine whether you mess up a garment or not, right? So always test it out. Keep you know, cheap felt. You know, this is actually some high quality felt here, but keep you some cheap felt around to, you know, when it goes on sale at Hobby Lobby and different places like that, you know, buy 6 or 7 yards of it so that you can have it to test out your files on. I always try to test out my files, you know, when I can on felt, and sometimes if I don't have felt, I have to find other objects to, I mean, other material to test it out on. If you guys have t-shirts that you are not using or you're not going to wear, t-shirts is another good option where you can cut them up to stitch out and test out on your design as well, right? So utilize what you have, and then when you run out of, you know, old t-shirts or whatever, then, you know, go and get you some felt, and, you know, have always try and keep 6 or 7 yards on hand so that you'll have something to test your garment out on. I wouldn't buy that one that's like $6.99 a yard. I would buy more like the 99 to $2.99 a yard one. And when it goes on sale, you'll get like 30% off if you get it from Hobby Lobby. Okay. Or if you have a fabric store in your area, check there. But felt is always good to stitch out on. Always, always good to stitch out on. So now we're in the inside, um, of this gamecock, and we have about 30 minutes left on our stitch out. But I must say, so far all is well. Pretty good, pretty good. What do you guys think about the design? Let me know in the comments. Talk to me, y'all, because I do talk back, okay? I do talk back, okay? So if you have any questions about embroidery, you can ask them. Or if you have any, you know, just general questions about, you know, dealing with crafting or anything like that, ask them in the comments. Leave me a comment or ask them now so that I can answer them for you in real time while this is stitching out. So you got a Q&A right now where you can ask me questions and I'll try and answer them in real time. Or if you decide to leave it at the end of the live, I will respond back to you. I do have a live that I did earlier that I need to go back and update and add some links in there for you guys, and I will definitely get that done. Hey, Miss Valerie. Hey, how are you, love? But yeah, so this is what you want your what you want your design to look like. I do have an Alabama design as well that we will be stitching out. I'm probably going to test that one out ahead of time, and then we will put it. We'll go live and put it on the garment. I do also have another piece of a garment, which is a dress that I plan on stitching on as well. Now, originally, I was going to put like a hibiscus flower with a little sand on it that I had digitized that we already tested out, and it came out phenomenal. But I don't know. I might have to put this gamecock on there. Maybe like left chest or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. But then I have a Buffalo Bills file too. So I don't know. I'm just, I rep the teams and I rep them hard. So, but yes, y'all. So this is what we're doing. Testing out digitized file. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask them now so that I can answer them in real time for you. Okay? Yep. Miss Valerie, what you been up to, Queen? What you been up to, girlfriend? No, and I mean, honey, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. I'm gonna zoom y'all in so y'all can see if it'll let. Oh, it won't let me go no more. I guess. Oh, there you go. We are in there, honey. Whoops. We are in there. In there. Y'all hear me? We in there. Please don't forget to like the video. Working. I know that's right, Queen. Please don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Interact with the live and all of the things. And if you happen to be at work in the bushes, I appreciate you. I am off on Sunday and Monday. Okay, then. I'm going to try to go live more on Sunday and Mondays. Or at least I got so much content, y'all, that needs to be edited. Oh, my goodness. So I think like the day I recorded like 3 or 4 videos. So when these videos come out, don't be talking about she had the same clothes, because I am, because they were recorded all on the same day. Okay? Period. Period. Okay? But anywho. So, yes, y'all. That is looking good. It's looking like we in Gamecock territory over here. And if there are any teams that you would like to see stitched out or possibly into a patch or anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comments as well, because I am taking and it could be basketball teams, football, soccer, whatever. I'm getting ready to release a series of different types of patches. You haven't been doing much crafting lately? I got you, honey. I was on a little hiatus for a minute too, because baby life had started lifing. But one thing about God, he gonna always come through. So no matter what, it may look like in the beginning, but things definitely turned around. What the devil meant for my good, for my bad, God turned it into my good. Right? So always remember, And this goes for anybody and anything that you may be going through. Remember, can't nobody unseat you from a table that God has already prepared for you, okay? So I ain't gonna take y'all to church, but I just want y'all to know that that man upstairs is definitely real, okay? Definitely real. All right, so I'm going to where is it? I don't know if it's gonna let me do it. Oh, here we go. All right. All right. So I do have a there on the screen for y'all, and this should also be available in the replay as well. I want y'all to drop y'all teams in the comment section. Rep your team in the comment section. So there is a poll up there on the screen, and it should be available even after the live. I'm assuming. So we're down to about 20 minutes, guys. We're down about 20 minutes. About 20 more minutes. Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay. All right. All right. Might have to get that one going for you, Miss Valerie. So we can stitch that one out. So we can stitch that one out. Yes. I really am. I'm just amazed at just how flush. And I mean, it's nice, it's soft, it's not lumpy, it's not bumpy. And that's how you want embroidery to be. You don't want it to be lumpy and bumpy and all of that. You want it to be flush because you want the garment and the design to be cohesive. You want them to be looking, like they are one. Right? They are one. My embroidery machine sounds really good today. I don't have a college team, just an SEC fan. Okay, period. Because I gave it a little TLC today, gave it a little maintenance. I did. I oiled it and I greased it up today. This is the type of grease that I put on my machine. It's a white lithium multi-purpose lubricant. So I use this, and then I use this Zoom spout by Drix, and it is oil. Okay, it's clear, stainless, transparent, and I don't see it on my garments and things after I'm done. So I love that too. I love that too. So those are two of the things that I use to give my machine maintenance. Now, I'm hoping that we make it through. I did put a new bobbin in here. Yeah, I put a brand new bobbin. So I didn't stitch anything else on this bobbin. So hopefully we'll make it through this entire design on this one bobbin. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Because we're literally almost there. This gamecock just has to stitch out. And that's it. And like I said, it's at 19,000 stitches, and we have to go to 271. So we're almost there. We are almost there. And see how that detail is coming in. You don't want to take away from the detail on your design. Hey, beautiful again. Hey, beautiful. But you don't want to take away from when you're digitizing. You want to try and catch as much of the detail as you can. Oh, Congratulations, Queen. Congratulations. Shout out to Miss Valerie. All right, honey. Ain't nothing that like a husband. The Bible says a man that finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So congratulations on your marriage, and I pray that God will keep you and your husband under his wing, and everything shall fall in place as long as you both keep God at the forefront. Everything will fall into place. So yes, congratulations. I love that. And you know, marriage is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But yes, y'all. Okay then. December, January, February, March. So almost 3 months, huh? All right. But yes, honey, we can definitely have a girl talk. Y'all, do y'all see the details coming in? Do y'all see these details coming in? Like, this is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Now, it will kind of skip around a little bit to get the details in here because this is a complex design, very complex. The complexity of this design right here, it to a new person digitizing, it could take up to possibly 3 hours or better for a new person to digitize this, right? And you kind of have to go where you can get the details first, and it's going to circle back around and it'll fill in the rest of it. That's just straight stitches right there. So it's catching this detail in here. I'm trying to keep my finger out of the way. Let me bring y'all back some. And you'll hear my machine, the needle bouncing like that drum sound. You'll hear it because that drum sound that it's making, that means it's hooped just right, right? Our machine isn't stressing. Our machine is just, boy, that pulling is pulling it, okay? It's doing what it's supposed to do. This is done in hatch. This is done in hatch, okay? Now, I get a lot of questions on embroidery, and it's asking about scaling a design. So let's talk about scaling a design. If you buy a digitized file, right, you are not going to usually get the EMB file, right? Usually you're not going to get a EMB file. That EMB file is somebody's original work, right? But what you are going to get is a DST file, a PES file, whatever other files, JEF, HUS, whatever other files out there. So you're going to get the file attachment based on your type of machine, or if the person lists multiple formats, right, into a bundle, you will excuse me, you will receive all of those formats. But however, the only one that is going to work is the one that is for your machine. For pooling machines or Tajima machines, they use DST files. Brother uses PES. JEF is used by Genome, and I think it can also, HUF might be used by Houto Viking. So there are different types of files. So long story short, getting back what I was trying to tell you guys is that you can resize a file by 10% increase, or 10% decrease. No more than 10%. And here's the reason why. If you don't have the EMB file to resize it to any size that you want, which again, you're not going to get that typically because that's somebody's original work. But in your format, you can increase it or decrease it by 10%. If you decrease it by more than 10%, you run the risk of destroying the file, right? And then it's not going to look like anything. And, you know, you're probably going to go back and leave, you know, somebody a bad rating when in all actuality, you resize the file by more than 10%, whether it was an increase or a decrease, right? So make sure that you understand that you can only increase or decrease a file by 10%. Okay. Now, right here, I can tell, well, it's going to come back a little bit more, so it'll fill in. But there's also something called density when you are digitizing as well. You don't want a real thick file, but you also don't want low density as well. You want your design to fill in as much as possible without causing lumps, bumps, and bruises, right? And I'm going to show you guys the back of our file when we're done. Yep, you will. Not only that, if you digitize, I mean, if you increase it or decrease it by more than 10%, not only will you mess up the stitch count, yep, but you will also you know, start distorting the design. So yes, I have up there on the screen, if y'all are coming in, thank y'all so much. Please like the video, rep your team in the comment section. Okay, we're going to do a but it doesn't matter if it's football, soccer, basketball, volleyball. It don't matter. We're going to do a variety of teams. It could be SEC, it could be pro, it could be college. It doesn't matter. Rep your team in the comments. And boy, those Steelers fans are in the building. We got Miss Valerie and Miss Cheryl, who are Pittsburgh Steelers fans. So we definitely will be doing a Pittsburgh Steelers and stitching that out. Ooh, that's looking good. That's looking good. Looking really, really good. So it is, what is it doing now? I think it's stitching. Yep. It's doing the black now. So, man, you could take this and put it on a left chest. You can put this on a hat. Now, not this particular size, right? Of course, this is only like this is like 4 point something by, I think, 5 inches tall, something like that. I don't remember verbatim. However, this, depending on the size of the garment, could easily be left chest logo, right? Could easily be left chest logo. Basketball is Boston Celtics. Okay, okay. We'll definitely get some of those going. So like I'm saying, if y'all interact with the video, and thank y'all for y'all that are interacting with the video, and even if you come back on the replay, and because that won't go off, or it shouldn't go off, rep your team in the comments. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your team is, so we can digitize it and stitch it out. Something like the Boston Celtics. They have a really complex design, right? The Celtics have a complex design. The Steelers, it can be complex, but because of the level of digitizing skills that I have, I don't think the Steelers will be as complex as the Boston Celtics, or as complex as something like Who else has a complex design? Lakers is pretty simple. Buffalo Bills. Now that one that I did, and stitched out with y'all on the Buffalo Bills, it was pretty complex only because it had the city in it. Now, this was that Buffalo Bill design right there. Here I could have went across here and put I intended to, but I did not. To put an outline around there, or I could have brought the buffalo down some more. But anyway, that stitched out phenomenal, right? Phenomenal. It's not hard. Look at it. Look at those stitches. You don't have very many jump stitches or any of that. I use black bobbin. So yes, it stitched out very well. And I digitized that myself. Now, this one right here is another one. It says, not all who wonder are lost. I digitized this one myself as well. Now, when I'm testing files out, I'm generally lazy, right? I'm going with whatever's on my machine. And for whatever reason, I thought I changed the mountains on here, but I guess I didn't. But anyway, so this is another one that I digitized. And if you look at it, minimal stitches. Minimal stitches. Okay. Now, this one here, I am reworking on. We ran into some problems on this one right here. Now, the bulldog came out. Let me bring y'all in. Oh. Wrong thing. Let me come out some. So, the bulldog in this, in the red, stitched out phenomenal. Even some of the black stitched out phenomenal. But certain letters, like right here on my O, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I moved something. Now right here, it doesn't have any black around it at all because I had a thread break here, but I didn't move the machine back further enough for it to come back to catch here, right? So I don't want you to think that every time you digitize something, it's going to come out 100% right the first time. It's not. But I am reworking on this file. It is a lot. Yep, that leprechaun has a lot of details. But looking at this from a naked eye, you would say that looks pretty good. But as a digitizer, I know that there are flaws in there. But overall, yes, it did come out well. Again, we don't have a bunch of trims and jump stitches, okay? I used 2 pieces of cutaway stabilizer, and I also tested this out on my handy dandy felt. Now, I want to shout out Richword, which is their embroidery and stabilizer and thread company. Now, buy is pooling. Pooling is buy. They are the Pooling Buy and Richword. They are the same company. Okay. If you look at some of the newer buys, they say pooling or buy with an X pooling. Those are the same companies. Okay. But their stabilizer, man, I mean, just top quality, right? There is some cutaway stabilizer that I have used that I have literally been able to just tear. So you don't want that type of stabilizer. You want a thick, heavy duty stabilizer such as Richword. And you know, there are a few other good ones out there, but I absolutely love Richword. I have not had a problem with any of their stabilizers. So we will be getting into a video, and we'll be talking about some of the stabilizers. They're water soluble stabilizer. Chef's kiss, okay? Chef's kiss. But yeah, so find you a good stabilizer. Rich word is chef's kiss, but find you a good stabilizer and make sure you know how to hoop properly. Wait a minute, y'all. Are we okay? No, we're not pop. All right. Make sure that you. So the keys to embroidery is good digitizing, hooping it properly, having the proper stabilizers, right? Have you some good thread, and all of those things right there will, and have you quality garment that you are digitizing on. There's no sense in having a great embroidery file digitized to the T, but you putting it on cheap garment. That don't make sense, right? So you want to make it make sense so that your designs will come out right. You don't want to be wasting money on garments. You just don't want to. We're down to the last 6 minutes, guys. It's going to stitch out this last little bit of this white. And now this thread that I'm using right now is also rich word. Now I have never personally myself been able to use a white thread, and it's not even a matte version either. So I've never been able to use a thread that white on white and I'm able to see it as vibrant as I'm able to see this. Okay, I never have. The matte thread that they have, oh man, if they come out with uh more colors in the matte thread, count me in, okay? Count me in. If you did not see the video where I tested out the matte thread, go back on my channel, and it wasn't that long ago, maybe sometime last month. Or maybe it was, in fact, I think it was January 30th or 31st. Go back and check that video out where I tested that matte thread out, and you will see the vibrancy in that thread. You will see the vibrancy in that thread. And I mean, look how sharp this white right here is, and that's white on white. And you can clearly see the white stitching out on that white. Now remember, at the beginning I was like, I don't know how, you know, if you guys will be able to see that white, but I take that back, because baby, we can see it, and I'm actually watching it stitch out through my phone, just like you guys are probably looking at it on your phone or your TV, iPad, or whatever. But when I look at it in the camera, I can clearly see it very well, and even when I look up, I definitely can see it. Man, what y'all think about this design? What y'all think about it? If you were a Gamecock fan, would you buy this design? Or even if you're not a Gamecock fan, would you, you know, if this was something you were purchasing, is it worth purchasing? I guess that is the better question. So we're down to 3 minutes, guys. That went by very, very fast. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Donzel. Thank you, Queen. But y'all, I mean, look at that. We caught the claws, we caught the details. Oh man, oh man, oh man. So we have 3 minutes to go. Then we're going to look at the back of our design. Also, when you are selling garments, right? You're gonna make sure you put some Wonder Under, some Tender Touch, some cloud cover stitch, something over the back of it. Thank you, Miss Valerie. Now I know a lot of people they say they only use that for kids, but when I sell garments that are embroidered, I for sure don't want thread up against my body. So I do use Wonder Under or Tender Touch, Cloud Stitch. Any of them people, they do the same thing, right? You just, you know, you just always want to be careful. And I try to think about what I don't want up against my skin. So that's why I put it on all of my garments, no matter if it's for an adult or a child. Yep, I sure do. All right, it says 0 minutes, so we got about 50 stitches left, and we're gonna look at this thing. We are going to look at it in great detail. And there we have it. All right, so our embroidery machine is beeping at us to let us know that it is done. Okay, it's letting us know that it's done. All right, so I'm going to unhoop it, and we're gonna come right here to my. I'll move y'all in just a second. All right, so here we are. Oops, wait a minute. Let me get y'all where y'all can see. Oops, I'm bad with the camera, honey, y'all. Wait a minute. Okay. There we go. Oops. Are we down? Okay. All right. So this is what we look like. I mean, oh, wait a minute. First of all, if I zoom y'all out some, that might help us. Uh-oh. Wait, what happened? Hold on, y'all. Oh, did I turn my camera off? Hold on. I gotta figure out what happened because I don't know. Oh, there we go. Turn the camera off by accident, zooming y'all out. Okie dokie. So this is what we have. We have a little piece of thread right here. Okay. I'm go ahead and cut that off. But y'all look at that. Y'all look at that. That is absolutely phenomenal. Okay. Now, look at the back. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 trims. Now, I think 8 trims is pretty good. 8 trims is pretty good. And by the time you put Tender Touch and all of that on it, you wouldn't even really need to really bother those little bit of threads. Okay. And what I also always do is I just take a lighter and I kind of go across my whole design. Okay. Nice and flush, I mean. Soft. Uh-oh, I'm messing up over here. Just knocking stuff down. But yeah, so that's what we have, y'all. That is what we have. Absolutely phenomenal. So, all right, y'all. So, it is almost bedtime for me. Y'all see I done got the bonnet on. It's almost bedtime. But yeah, so maybe, I don't know, maybe tomorrow we'll go live again and do some more sewing. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. So until next time, peace, be blessed, stay crafty. I'm your girl T, and I'm out, y'all. Bye. Good night, y'all.